Vince Gill is often celebrated as the quintessential gentleman of country music. Fame, fortune, 22 Grammy Awards, and the reverence of Nashville have crowned his decades-long career. Yet beneath the accolades lies a life shaped by heartbreak. The death of his older brother, a deeply painful marriage breakup, and a moment when he nearly lost his voice forever have left lasting marks. At 68, while many would rest on their achievements, Vince continues to face personal and health challenges. His story is one of resilience, proving that even the brightest stars carry shadows behind their shine. Early life in Norman, Oklahoma. Born in late 1950s, Norman, Oklahoma, Vince Gill grew up in a quiet town far from the limelight. The roads were calm and evenings were slow, yet his childhood home echoed with music. Vince's father, J. Stan Gill, balanced a legal career with artistry, strumming guitar and banjo on the porch. His mother, Jereen, added harmonica and vocals, filling the house with family harmonies. Music was not a hobby, but the lifeblood of the household, connecting the family through daily struggles. These early experiences instilled in Vince an understanding that music could both soothe and tell profound stories. First encounters with music. At age 5, Vince received a guitar from his grandmother. Though his tiny fingers struggled on the strings, he was captivated. His first song, Old Shep, marked the beginning of a lifelong connection to storytelling through music. Family evenings spent listening to Grand Ole Opry broadcasts or rock and roll hits exposed him to the power of music beyond the home. Every instrument Vince later explored, the dobro, fiddle, banjo, mandolin, and bass, offered a new way to express himself. His early teacher, J. Julian Atkins, emphasized discipline alongside technique, teaching Vince that every note carried weight and meaning. The bond with his half-brother. A defining figure in Vince's youth was his half-brother, Bob Cohen, 12 years his senior. Bob shared Vince's love for guitar and music, and together they spent hours singing along to the radio. For Vince, Bob was more than a mentor. He was a confidant who understood a shy child's fears and fascinations. Their first public performance together, Long Tall Texan, at a local radio station, was modest but transformative. With Bob by his side, Vince felt fearless. Their bond represented freedom, passion, and the joy of music, forming the emotional foundation that would influence Vince's artistry for decades to come. Tragedy strikes. Bob's accident. In 1967, tragedy struck when Bob suffered a severe car accident at age 22. He endured a 3-month coma and faced long-term brain injury, memory loss, and chronic pain. The Gill family experienced a gradual, ongoing grief. Bob remained alive but profoundly changed. This early brush with mortality shaped Vince's perspective on life and music. It taught him that joy and sorrow often coexist, a theme that would permeate his songs. Witnessing his brother's struggle instilled resilience, empathy, and an understanding that music could both mourn and heal, a duality evident in the heartfelt quality of Vince's later career. Musical growth and discipline. Vince's teenage years were marked by constant practice and dedication. At school, he carried his guitar everywhere, playing for friends during recess. Applause was nerve-wracking but exhilarating, solidifying his sense of purpose. Under Atkins' mentorship, Vince learned that technical skill must be paired with emotional honesty. Each instrument he mastered became a new language to express his inner world. The blend of family tradition, formal instruction, and personal exploration allowed Vince to refine a style that was both polished and authentic. By the time he entered the professional world, he had a foundation in both skill and storytelling that few musicians achieve. Early career and personal growth. As Vince entered adulthood, his career took shape in Nashville, a city that recognized both talent and integrity. His approach to music always emphasized story over spectacle. He developed a reputation for discipline and sincerity, refusing shortcuts that compromised emotional authenticity. Personal experiences, including his family tragedies and relationship struggles, deepened the emotional resonance of his work. Vince's performances were not just about entertainment. They were extensions of his life, capturing joy, heartbreak, and hope. Even as fame increased, the lessons from Norman and the quiet discipline of his youth guided his choices and informed his legacy. Marriage, love, and life lessons. Vince's relationship with his wife, Amy, has been a cornerstone of stability in his life. Together, they navigated health challenges and the complexities of long-term partnership, celebrating 25 years of marriage with quiet presence rather than spectacle. Vince recognizes that love is not the absence of pain, but the shared courage to face it. Their bond exemplifies the quiet strength that underpins his public persona. While audiences see a charismatic performer, his private life reveals endurance, compassion, and an understanding that personal and shared struggles shape character and art in ways that fame cannot capture. Solo career and the 50 Years from Home tour. Even at 68, Vince remains tireless. His 50 Years from Home tour, spanning 14 cities and a 6-night residency at the Ryman Auditorium, highlights not just musical accomplishment but reflection. The tour celebrates half a century of singing about love, loss, and hope, blending classic hits with songs from his 50 Years from Home EP series. Performing solo allows Vince to connect deeply with his audience, sharing not just songs, but the emotions behind them. For Vince, music remains a living dialogue between performer and listener, rooted in personal history and the universal human experience, artistic integrity, and industry conflicts. Vince's respect for tradition sometimes places him at odds with the evolving music industry. He admires authenticity, as seen in his cautious stance toward artists like Chris Christopherson, preferring substance over glamorized recklessness. Vince also critiques trends that prioritize spectacle over story, famously noting how songs like Achy Breaky Heart undermine the depth of country music. These conflicts are philosophical, reflecting a commitment to emotional truth rather than personal grievance. For Vince, music is a vessel for connection and honesty, not a platform for superficial success. His vigilance ensures that the art form retains its soul, modern creativity, and social commentary. Vince's creative drive remains undiminished. His recent work, including the album OK, addresses topics beyond romantic love, exploring social issues, discrimination, and personal faith. Critics praise the album for its authenticity and courage, recognizing Vince's willingness to tackle subjects many artists avoid. His compositions balance personal reflection with universal themes, demonstrating that even at an advanced stage in his career, he continues to evolve. Music for Vince is both a tool of personal expression and a way to engage with the broader world, proving that growth and empathy can coexist with enduring fame. Legacy of resilience. Vince Gill's story is not only about music, but also about perseverance through life's challenges. The tragedies of his youth, the struggles of his family, and the shifting landscape of country music have all shaped a man capable of both sensitivity and strength. His resilience resonates in every performance, reminding audiences that art and life are inseparable. Vince's journey illustrates that vulnerability can coexist with greatness, and that the most enduring artists are those who confront hardship rather than avoid it. His legacy is one of courage, compassion, and the transformative power of music. Conclusion: life, loss, and music. Vince Gill's life is a testament to the enduring power of music to heal and connect. From Norman, Oklahoma to Nashville stages, his journey is marked by personal losses, industry challenges, and creative triumphs. Even at 68, he continues to perform, compose, and inspire, proving that artistry is a lifelong endeavor. Vince teaches that sorrow and joy are intertwined, that resilience is built through facing hardship, and that every note carries emotion worth sharing. In his songs, audiences find not just melody, but empathy, understanding, and hope, a reminder that music can transform life itself.